Floyd Kuptana and American Pop Culture with Richard D. Mohr. The late Arctic-born, Toronto-based Inuit artist Floyd Kuptana, best known as a carver, in his 2D works made several hunting and gathering forays deep into distinctively American pop culture. In 2016, Kuptana painted a homage, Purple Rain, to Prince, soon after the polyvalent rock star overdosed on fentanyl. The memorial's graphics allude to the album cover for the single release of Prince's most famous song, Purple Rain, but depict Prince not as on the cover, majestic, powerful, heroic. Rather, he is shown both childlike and bedeviled. The chords from his Fender Stratocaster, shown at the Blue Arrow, are flower-powered, and his forward-facing visage is painted in colors of candy. But a wolf or such bites into him from the upper left, while a red devil confronts him at lower right. The devil's menace seems to be winning out over innocence. In a cubistic gesture, Prince has a second face in right profile, one that mirrors the devil's profile. Prince's elbow rests atop a black-ringed white slab that could easily be read as a tombstone, one whose black text simply but exhaustively reads X, crossed out, canceled, no more. If the X'd out object at left is a tombstone, perhaps the mysterious ladder-like array at upper right hints at something salvific. If so, it would be in keeping with Purple Rain's lyrics, which try to maintain faith in God and humanity as the world ends in apocalypse. The purple of the rain is a mix of the red of our blood and the blue of the heavens. But when I asked Kuptana's close friend Aaron Boyd if Kuptana was at all religious, his answer was a blunt, hell no. Kuptana forged deeper into American pop culture, paradoxically by way of a French painting, Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night. Kuptana was endlessly fascinated by it. His favorite movie, with title Starry Night, one he played over and over dozens of times, is a rom-com time travel movie in which the painter magically resurrects to find true love and happiness in 1990s New York, a movie so saccharine that watching it could give you diabetes. Kuptana alludes to the Van Gogh painting in any number of his own cluster of paintings around 2015. Here we have a portrait of Van Gogh himself swaddled in the painting. Here is one of Kuptana's many canid avatars traveling by starry night, light. And Kuptana brought the painting to America by using it as the backdrop for his commercially most successful series of paintings, ones that insert cartoonist Charles M. Schulz's Snoopy and his doghouse front and center into the 1889 painting. But the idea for pairing famous dog and famous stars was not original to Kuptana. He got the idea, swiped it from an advertising campaign by the insurance company MetLife, which licensed Snoopy as its mascot from 1985 to 2019. The ad just used the Van Gogh painting as an example of any old master, which in art historical terms it actually isn't, but no matter. Kuptana ran across the ad while rummaging among collage materials at Toronto's non-commercial gallery Arcturus. Kuptana steals the ad's merging of Snoopy and the Starry Night. Immature poets imitate, mature poets steal, and makes the fusion his own. This painting is the first of 30-some members of the artist's Snoopy Starry Night series from 2015-2016. Usually the alignment of Kuptana's stars to Van Gogh's is nonchalant. Sometimes there's a mere gestural, if obvious, reference to the famous painting, as we've seen in some of the earlier examples. But here, Kuptana very carefully matches up the stars though at one point the tattoo of a cross that he has mid-forehead, prison scratch from when he once was incarcerated up north for cold cocking an aunt in a drunken family brawl, its spokes stand in for one of Van Gogh's stars. Kuptana is, as it were, Snoopy's astral projection, his essence, his soul, while Snoopy in turn is Kuptana's emanation, his presence on the material plane of existence. With this painting's exact alignment of stars, Kuptana invites additional detailed comparisons of his appropriation to its source. And this is what we get when we take up the invitation. Snoopy is being cast as a shaman. His doghouse replaces Van Gogh's church. In the MetLife ad, the substitution of doghouse for church was a mere accident because the Van Gogh itself was an accident. Any old master would do. But the very same substitution without alteration, when viewed with Kuptana himself as part of the context, remember the tattoo, becomes a matter of design. Remember the tattoo? What makes the religion in France makes for shamanism in the north. And if there's any doubt that Snoopy is a shaman, here we have, substituting for the cypresses that raise the earth to the heavens across the Van Gogh canvas, a canine or perhaps lupine helping spirit who sweeps up and protectively over Snoopy, accompanying his skyward trance. From the source painting, we know that the star at the uppermost right is actually the moon, a ringed crescent in the Van Gogh painting. Before becoming a mascot for MetLife, Snoopy was the official mascot for the safety programs of NASA's Apollo missions, and informally serves even now as the mascot for the entire United States effort to resend humans to the moon. Here, Snoopy's familiar is already halfway there. And say, what's going on down here at lower right? Van Gogh's land has been replaced by an ocean that in turn is filled by an imposing, vengeance-seeking fish. Snoopy is super shaman. He's so stupendous that he can, faithful and true, simultaneously travel to both cosmic planes where shamans usually travel in their quest to help humanity, to the wise moon man and to the vengeful sea goddess Sedna. As we have seen, Kuptana identifies with Snoopy, whose seance is held under the sign of Kuptana's sign of the cross. Here, the non-religious Kuptana creates a messianic persona for himself, as he has done in other works. When things were once going not well with him at Arcturus Gallery, were devolving towards violence, and the police had to be called, he stormed out just in advance of their arrival, shouting on his way out the door, "I am God." So grand, and yet, what a hoot. Inuit artist as iconic all-American dog on the moon. Thank you. And thanks too goes to these helpers: Aaron Boyd, Gallery Arcturus, Gus van den Breckel, Thalianicus, Lou Youngheim, and Robert Switzer.